thanks so much for watching this real-time edit. I've just realized I'm been on a bit of a high key and low key kick for the last few videos. So I did a high key one a couple of videos ago, then I did the black background with the dragonfly, and now I'm back to another high key shot with this Lesser Yellowlegs. So I guess it's just been the conditions I've been shooting in lately. It's been a lot of fog or just extreme light, and it's kind of worked. So first things first, start with a crop here, I think. There we go. All right. So I don't really like how high this bird is in the frame. I actually would love to have him in towards the bottom of the frame. So I'm just going to leave the space around this, and I'm actually going to change the composition entirely in Photoshop. And the reason I shot it this way is because you can see there's all these grasses starting to come in at the top here. So I did compose it with this space in mind, just to have a nice scenic shot. I was also on a prime lens, so I couldn't get any closer because I would have had to walk into the water. And not that I mind doing that, but this location I was at kind of frowns upon that, and I probably would have scared the bird anyway. So I'm going to go a little bit lighter. Let's bring some contrast back in, a little bit of dehaze. It was a foggy morning. Kicking the highlights back up just so I can really overexpose those whites. I'm going to throw a radial on here and then really crush those whites out. Go lighter with the exposure. I can see how it's actually kind of making a weird glow, or like a reverse halo. You can see there's some of the gray here. So let's try just going a little bit lighter with the exposure, so see if I can just totally blow it out around the bird. And yeah, that's better. So now we have a pretty clean white, good contrast on the bird. If I wanted to do this in Lightroom, just really get rid of that, right? Just throw a gradient on there, throw another one down here, make sure everything is pure white. And there we go. That's pretty good. So I'm going to jump into Photoshop, and I don't know, maybe I do kind of like it composed this way. It's actually not bad. First thing is I'm going to throw a curves adjustment layer on and just really make sure I have white everywhere around the bird. Actually, that wasn't bad on the bird itself, but it did hurt the reflection here. So let's see if I can kind of get that back, right? There we go. We'll just kind of be rough around this. The reflection's already kind of rippled and not totally clean, so I don't have to be perfect with that. I'm just going to get rid of some of the effect. The bird's getting a little bit too contrasty in some areas here. Not much, but just a little bit. I am going to try and see if I can enhance the soft kind of overcast catch light. That's the word I was looking for. Another curves layer to get some more richness in the blacks here. Wonder if you guys can hear that blue jay outside my window. It's finally a cool enough day in the Northeast here to actually open the windows instead of having the air conditioning on, and I'm loving it. So it's getting into that season. So there we go. I'm noticing there's a tiny bit of a little bit too much red in the feathers on the back here. So they're definitely brown, but they're not quite this reddish brown. So I think if I pull some red out, it's going to quickly go cyan. Now that kind of worked. I was wondering if I might have to go with like a green choice on that, but that totally worked. All right, so here was what I was thinking with composition. So let me clear that out. I was thinking, because this is pure white, right, I could totally just do that and voila, right? It's just white space out here. So I can basically compose this however I want. I don't know. I don't even know which I prefer. This is more of a standard composition, so I kind of like the fact that this is a little bit off. And, you know, maybe when I share this photo, I'll just write how there was some stuff up top that I composed out of it and left the white space below. So, yeah, I think I'll actually stick with my original composition. But anyway, you could see how easy it could be to just play with the composition and give it more space, less space, because when you have a total white background like that, or a total black background, obviously it's like the easiest thing ever to add or remove some of that background. So there's my before and after on that. Definitely improved, a lot more interesting image. This is just kind of like a dull snapshot. You know, I wasn't really at the lowest perspective, because if I got low, I would have put it against the grass background. So I did stand up, which gave me A, more reflection, and B, a cleaner background. And I knew I was going to process it white like this for the high key look. And so there we go. That's the final image right there. Hope you enjoyed following along on this one. If you are interested in learning more, hop on over to rayhennessy.com. I have a couple of options. If you hit the workshops menu and go to mentorships, you can check out some of my options for some ongoing remote work and critique work and post-processing work. Basically, I tailor this to whatever you'd like, and you get to kind of sign up for a monthly commitment and work with me over a period of time. If you're interested in just doing kind of one remote session with me, over to the in the workshops menu, online workshops, remote training, and then I have an option here just to sign up for one session, and we can go over exactly what I did in this remote session here today. This real-time edit, and I can teach you exactly how to do this sort of thing with your own photos and answer any questions you may have. So thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.